Hi, I'm Peggy Venable. You're watching On Point Broadcasting. I am here at the University of Texas in Tyler, just following the CSCOPE debate, and I'm with someone who has really been a leader in pointing out some of the problems with CSCOPE, Alice Linahan with Women on the Wall, and you have another organization also.
Yes, Voices Empower, EMPOWER.
Voices Empower. Well, Alice, I know you were here. You were handing out T-shirts in front. You've been engaged from day one, talking around the state about the problems with CSCOPE. I know you were active in the Llano lawsuit that was discussed on the stage here tonight. Tell me, what was your impression of tonight's debate?
Well, I think it uncovered a lot of information. One thing that I think it proved, at least from my perspective, is that Thomas Ratliff appears to be a lobbyist for districts instead of representing the public who elected him, parents and taxpayers. What I kept hearing him say was it was about his relationship with the districts. And as a State Board of Education elected official, I question that.
So you mean he was really elected by individual citizens and voters and not by the school district?
The school districts.
Novel concept.
Yes, I have a real issue with the fact that he has been a paid lobbyist for Microsoft. He is a lobbyist by trade, and what we saw tonight on the stage was a lobbyist who is pushing CSCOPE for districts.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about the fact, didn't the AG put out an opinion regarding the Thomas Ratliff's ability to serve on the State Board of Education, whether or not he should be serving as a lobbyist? Can you talk just a little bit about that?
Well, there's some difference of opinions, because he had a ruling after that by a Travis County judge who made a different opinion. She's actually the one who was also put in jail.
Oh, it was for drunk driving.
Yes.
And exactly. Well, and was convicted or admitted to drunk driving.
That has nothing to do with it. But I just really question not even what the Attorney General's ruling was. What I heard from him tonight and what we've seen is he has been the lone State Board of Education elected official who has been out there lobbying for CSCOPE.
He's been the leading voice.
He's been the leading voice.
Supporting CSCOPE, no question about that. Now, I know you have a website. You don't have it on your T-shirt? Where do you have on the back?
On the back. We want people to seek the truth, share the truth, and stand up for the truth for our children. Because no matter what all of the adults in the room were saying, the different sides tonight, it truly is about the children. And what we have seen, not just with those...
Well, let me just say, I think some people in the room didn't really act like adults.
No.
I was a little disappointed in some of the education community. I think they should be sent to the principal's office immediately.
I think so. Well, and it really is, when you look at CSCOPE, what it is a scope and sequence, which is a time management system to keep the teachers on track to check off to say, I covered that TEK. Now, what we've seen by the results in the STAR testing, that CSCOPE schools didn't do as well.
And that was discussed at the debate tonight, that a 9th grade class did the analysis. Tell us a little bit about how we can tell whether or not CSCOPE schools are succeeding.
Well, you can go online, the TEA website, and look at the CSCOPE or at the STAR testing results. And you know, the STAR test is the standard. It's the baseline. So you would think with the $15 million that was spent last year on CSCOPE,
just last year,
that they would be reaching above the standard. And they're not. And
these are often the smaller school districts, meaning not the big inner city school districts, but the smaller school districts that most people would expect to be performing better or outperforming the inner city school districts.
And I think what the problem problem is that it's not just the lessons, it's the scope and sequence. Just to say that you covered the TEK on this day, this day, this day, does not mean that the child actually learned the TEK.
Very good point.
And we had on our Wednesday night conference call, we had a 15-year-old student who was under CSCOPE last year explain what it felt like to be under CSCOPE. And what she told us is that it was double work because she did have excellent teachers who were forced to use CSCOPE to get the assessment grades off of it, but they were also teaching in the traditional way. So they were teaching both.
Right.
And she felt like they were over-tested because now they were testing for CSCOPE and then they were testing for STAR, and they don't match up because it's two different philosophies of education.
Well, that's an important perspective, the different philosophies, with CSCOPE being really more the Common Core curriculum that
Right.
Texas has rejected, that the federal government has pushed down. 45 states have accepted it, but Texas is one of the states that's really had a higher standard
Right.
than other states. So many questions yet to be addressed regarding CSCOPE, aren't there?
It is, and I think that something that is very important is that these two men that were on the stage today cannot fix this problem.
Right.
It's going to be moms and dads and local school boards who get educated and understand that they have a fiduciary responsibility to the district.
Right.
And when there's $15 million that was spent on this curriculum and you get standard results, you need to question that as a school board member.
So I think we're going to head on out, and it looks like we've got more work to do yet.
Yes, we
Thanks
do.
for joining me, Alice.
Thank
Alice
you.
Linahan. Oh, thank